learning competency, the learners shall describe how rocks undergo weathering. What do you think would happen to white rocks of Mount Araya 10 years from now? What do you think is the similarities and differences of rock at present and rocks 10 years ago? Do the activity entitled Weathering of Rocks. Materials needed: 2 pieces of any kind of rocks approximately 1/2 kilograms each. Heavy load that can be placed on rock. Muriatic acid or concentrated acetic acid. Action: submerge the rock in an acetic or muriatic acid and observe the rock. Weak if there are changes. In another piece of rock, place the heavy load above the rock and observe if there are changes. Questions. Changes observed on the rock: submerge in concentrated acetic acid. Why? Are the changes observed on the rocks with heavy loads? Why? Rocks changes. The changes in the rocks are due to the weathering. Weathering is the breaking of rocks into pieces, and it also involves chemical changes in rock materials due to elements of weather and climate. This process helps in the formation of the soil. Figure 2. Venn diagram. How do rocks undergo weathering? What are the different types of weathering? Are the different types of weathering. The physical weathering is also called the mechanical weathering that happened due to applied forces that eventually resulting to expansion and fracturing of rocks. Causes: overburden pressure, gravity, stress, temperature changes, crystal growth, drying cycles. Examples: unloading and expansion happens when pressure is released due to erosion of load, which causes expansion on the upper rock layers, resulting in the formation of arched fractures. The flaking of this arched fractures results in the formation of smooth, rounded domes called exfoliation domes. Temperature changes and expansion. Expansion and contraction of rock surface layers result in fracturing, and exfoliation happens due to differential heating. This process forms smooth rounded surfaces in rocks like the Tours, freeze, thaw weathering, or frost wedging. Cycles of freezing and thawing: the weather becomes warmer and causes snow and ice to melt, causes frost weathering. Freezing of water causes its sudden expansion. Pressure. Resulting expansion affects joints, resulting in cracks and fractures, which become wider and wider till the rock breaks apart. Salt weathering. Salts in rocks can expand due to heat, hydration and crystallization. The expansion causes fracture in rocks and exfoliation. Hydration is the addition of water, which causes expansion in minerals and increase in volume, thus resulting in disintegration of rocks. 2. The chemical weathering happens when rocks is broken down by chemical reaction. Examples: solutions happen when rocks minerals come contact with an acid. In the disintegration and breaking of rocks, is the reaction of carbonate and bicarbonate with minerals, and it is a common process in helping to break down feldspar in the rocks, thus contribute to rock particle disintegration. Oxidation is the reaction of substance with oxygen in rocks. Minerals combine with oxygen, forming oxides and hydroxide. In this process of oxidation, rock breakdown occurs due to the disturbance caused by the addition of oxygen. 3. The biological weathering is a kind of weathering that is caused by several biological activities like growth or organisms. Animals exposed and widens the cracks on the rocks due to animal activity like burrowing, running, and digging. The growth of roots of trees and plants on the rocks causes rock breakage. The use of plow in farming exposes the rocks, and the sharp edges of the plow causes breaking of rocks. Elaborate. Good or bad? By your point of view. Concept of weathering be applied in your life? Wait. choice. Choose the letter of the correct answer. What is this weathering that happens when rock comes in contact with an acid? Carbonation, hydration, oxidation, solution. Water added to rocks causes expansion and weathering of rocks. This is called carbonation, hydration, solution, which is not an example of biological weathering. Oxidation, plowing, roots of plants, which not considered as chemical weathering. Carbonation, expansion, solution, which is not considered as physical weathering. Hydration, oxidation, thawing.